In today's video, I'm going to be talking about the new credit card scams going on and why you guys should absolutely avoid them at all costs, especially going into 2025. So make sure you guys like this video and also subscribe to my YouTube channel so that way you don't miss out on any future videos similar to this one that you can find very helpful. Now, with that being said, credit card scammers are becoming extremely smart, especially in the year 2025. Simply because the rise of AI and new technology that they're able to utilize to steal your credit card information. So if you're not extremely careful and you're not up to date on any of these new scams, you could be a potential person that's at very high risk and can literally lose thousands of dollars. And this can also even go way beyond credit card scams, because if they're able to steal your personal credit card information, just imagine what they're able to do if they actually have your own personal information, which means they can technically steal your identity. And I know some people might say, oh, I could never fall for any type of credit card scam, or oh, I'll never fall for something like that. But did you know that over 63% of credit card holders in the US today has dealt with a credit card scam before? So it could legitimately be anybody. And trust me, they're getting extremely good nowadays. So even the smartest person that you think of in your mind right now that you know, most likely could even fall for it as well. All right, so let's hop into the first scam that we're gonna talk about, and it's gonna be AI-powered phishing scams. This one might legitimately be the craziest one I found out about, but they're literally using AI-generated voices to be able to make fake phone calls to you and act like your bank, your credit card company, or even can sound like someone that you personally know to be able to steal your credit card information. However, the most common scenario with this one is most likely going to be a fake bank call or a fake credit card company call. And they're essentially going to get you with the message that says, hey, your credit card account has been compromised. You know, we need to collect your credit card information to look further into what the details are. So let's just picture this scenario. You know, you might be at home chilling, relaxing, watching your favorite TV show, and then you get a random phone call from your bank, and you know, they sound super professional, polite, they're nice to you, they know your full name, and they say, hey, so-and-so, you know, we just got an alert on your account that there might be some fraudulent charges, and you know, we value you as a customer, we want to make sure you're fully protected. So let's just simply start out by, you know, you providing us your full name, you know, social, card number, and we'll look deeper into this to make sure you're fully protected. How's that sound? And then boom, as soon as you do that and provide them with your full information, it's pretty much done from there. You've already provided them with your full name, you know, date of birth, social, credit card information. They pretty much have everything they need to be able to take your identity and your credit cards. And then with this scam sounding so legitimate, this is the reason why so many people every single year fall for this, and they get thousands of dollars wiped from their credit cards. All right, so now that you're officially aware of the first scam, we're gonna talk about the AI-powered phishing scam. Let's talk about the different ways that you can be able to actually avoid falling for this one. So how to protect yourself, tip number one is gonna be never give out your credit card details over the phone or your personal information unless you initiated the call and you know it's the legitimate credit card company. Tip number two is going to be, if you ever receive an alert or some mysterious phone call, hang up immediately and actually call the direct number to your bank or credit card company, so that way you can actually find out if it's legitimate or not. And then tip number three is going to be, if you ever receive a mysterious link, text message, or email from your bank requesting your personal information, do not respond, because banks will never ask for your personal information via text, email, or anything like that through special links. All right, now that we covered all that, let's talk about the second scam on the list, and it's gonna be fake toll tag alerts. So let me break this one down a little bit, because this one is like super new, that just only happened just last week. Real quick, basically what a tollway is, for the people that aren't from Texas that are watching this video, a tollway is like a separate highway you can utilize to get somewhere a lot faster. However, they do charge you a fee to ride on the highway. So, you know, people in Texas, they do use this a lot sometimes. So sometimes their bill could be, you know, $100, you know, sometimes even a few $100s per month. And the way this scam works is essentially people are receiving text messages, you know, from the fake toll saying, you have an unpaid toll bill, you need to click this link to pay it now. And then also what's going to happen is if you do click on the link that they text you, it's going to look like the legitimate toll company, where it's going to ask you to punch in your card information to pay for the toll bill that literally doesn't even exist. Another thing that makes this toll scam a little tricky is receiving stuff in the mail, because the thing is, the legitimate toll company actually does send you stuff in the mail that you have to pay online. So like I said, just if you are receiving stuff in the mail from a toll, make sure you cross your T's, dot your I's, everything looks legit. And make sure you can even go online and make sure the website is correct, phone number, and things like that. Okay, now that you're actually informed about the second scam we talked about, the toll tag scam, let's talk about how you can actually prevent this to protect yourself so that way you never fall for it. Tip number one is going to be that the toll tag companies are never going to send you a text message. Let's say you actually do have a toll bill and it's unpaid. They're never going to send you a text message about it on your phone. And then tip number two is going to be, if you actually do have a toll tag account, just make sure you log in and everything's going to be accurate and up to date, because if something's inaccurate and you're receiving stuff that doesn't show that's actually accurate, it's 100% a scam. All right, now let's hop into scam number three, and it's going to be digital pickpocketing by using the tap to pay feature. So this one's super new and it hits home because I'm a huge avid user of the tap to pay feature. But it's just super convenient in 2025. You might go to the corner store or, grocery store, and you just tap your phone and it pays automatically. But the thing is, in crowded places, they could make you a lot easier to be a target, to be able to hack your credit cards. So the way that this one works is these scammers are using very high advanced wireless card readers. And they're also looking to target areas where there's a high volume of people, or just people standing around in general. So they might try to target places like malls, airports, subways, or even parties or concerts. And the thing is, it makes it very easy for them to hack your information, just because you will never be able to know they actually have the device on them. So in order to protect yourself from this specific scam, the first tip I will say is, if you ever are in a high crowded area and you're specifically not going to use your Apple Pay or tap to pay, just simply turn it off for that moment, so that way you just simply don't take a risk. The second tip I'll give you is you can always set up instant transaction alerts. So if you ever get an alert on your phone and it's super random and you're like in a very high crowded area, you automatically know something's up and you can catch it right away. And then tip number three, this one's super smart, but you can get what's called a RFID blocking wallet. Basically, this is a special wallet that blocks the signal from these card readers to be able to read the card information inside your wallet. And you can find these online as well. Just simply go to Amazon.com and type in RFID blocking wallet and you'll see a whole bunch of these listed. All right, now that we covered all the information with that scam, let's hop into scam number 4 on the list, and it's going to be subscription traps and hidden charges. So with this one, scammers are taking this to the next level, because they can technically make a subscription charge every single month that looks like it's coming from an actual bill that's yours. Like, say for example, if you pay, AT&T internet, Netflix, Hulu, whatever, they can make it look similar charges to that to make it blend in. And then the thing that makes this scam so dangerous is that sometimes people don't even notice it until like months go by, years go by. And then sometimes people, if they really don't pay attention, they might not notice it at all. The way that this one essentially works though is a credit card scammer can just get a hold of your credit card information, and that's all they need. They just need your card number, your expiration date, and then the CVV number on the back. So when it comes to these subscription scams, let's talk about how you can prevent them so that way you never fall for the scam ever. Tip number 1 is gonna be, make sure you have a full entire list of all the subscriptions you actually have, so that way you can pinpoint any of the ones that look mistaken or aren't even yours. And this alone can be a big issue for a lot of people, because nowadays with all these subscriptions going on, sometimes people forget how many subscriptions they actually have. So this is why this hack is very important, to just make sure you stay organized. And then tip number 2 is gonna be, if you are doing subscriptions online and it comes with a free trial, make sure you are canceling it within that free trial date if you're not going to actually use the service, because a big mistake is people might forget this and get a bunch of unnecessary charges. And then on top of that, they just might forget about the entire subscription completely. And then tip number 3 is going to be, if you are ever, fall victim to one of these scams on these subscription traps, you can always do a dispute with your credit card company. Just make sure, like I said, you're paying attention to all your subscriptions, so that way you catch it early and you don't let it go on for so long. Now, with all that being said, these scams are getting way advanced and way better with technology and AI moving forward. So I wanted to provide you guys with this video to keep you educated and informed. So hopefully you did find this helpful and you're better protected moving forward. So as always, guys, make sure to like this video. Also subscribe to my YouTube channel so you don't miss out on any future videos similar to this one. And also, if you do feel like this could help a family member or friend, go ahead and share this video with them as well. So that way you can protect your family and friends as well. So as always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.